Um, I was taken off YouTube. For those of you that didn't know, I couldn't post, I couldn't go live, I couldn't do anything. And that basically meant that I wasn't getting any revenue from YouTube. Now, the reason I got this strike was because I posted a video of Riccardo being interviewed by Dougal Cameron. And the interview was where he was basically questioning the validity of the vaccine and the effectiveness of it. And he was also talking about COVID-19, if it was real, and what people can do to actually combat it. Now, I don't know why it was struck down, because he said that COVID-19 was real, but the reality of the situation is that because I put that video up, now I couldn't post for a week or so. Um, if I get another strike like that, I can't post for 2 weeks, and that's going to suck because the strike, if I get another strike after that as well, I'll be removed from Facebook. I mean, from YouTube. Facebook's a different story. But look, who knows how long I'm going to be here for, guys? I'm as I've said in the past, I started another podcast called Thin Ice for this reason. I'm on thin ice. These aren't conversations which are easy to have. Hello, everyone that's joining in. Sid, good to see you. Um, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I've been contemplating these last few days. I've been thinking about, and I'm still doing my investigations. Maybe this is nothing, but I've been thinking about going and covering the January 6th um, event in Washington, D.C. It's meant to be a 10 million person Trump rally, basically, and I would love to go to that. I would love to go cover that. I think that would be amazing. I think it's a once in a lifetime event, and I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are because it's an obviously I'm an Australian going and covering it over there. I'm not with Sky News. I don't have the backing of Sky News to get me out of tough spots. It could be potentially dangerous. I mean, the last time we saw the million person march happen there a few weeks ago, after dark, um, after dark, it was Antifa came out to play, and basically they ended up attacking old Trump supporters, young Trump supporters, and you can see all the footage of that. Now, I'm not really scared about that. I mean, I could just as easily blend into the crowd as an Antifa member with eyebrows like these, no worries. But but it's mainly the financial backing. Would you guys be willing to back that financially? Not the whole cost. I mean, I can subsidize the whole cost. But it'd be good to know that if that's something like if this is something you guys want to see, I'll go for it. But if it's not, then maybe I won't go for it. But it'd be good to hear what you guys think. So leave your recommendations in the comments. There are a lot of things coming for 2021. You guys are the first to hear this, but of course, the arc will be continuing into 2021. I decided this a couple of weeks ago. It seems like there's a market for what we're doing, these conversations. It seems like we really need these conversations to keep going. We don't have other people doing these conversations. We don't trust the mainstream media. And it seems like the rise of alternative media needs some leadership. And I think that whether we like it or not, Ricardo's podcast and my podcast, it's the arc. It's become leaders in its own right in many ways because we've been willing to tackle censorship, the vaccine, and all of these hot topics. All these topics, which I would argue means that we're on thin ice. So look, the arc is not going anywhere. We are hanging around because these problems aren't going anywhere. We are going to see we're going to see a situation where we're going to see a situation where next year is going to be very interesting because a lot of people are saying 2020 is it's a black swan event. It's a one-off. I don't think so. I think it's going to be just as bad next year. But who knows? Maybe with a Biden presidency, things will be a lot calmer. But I think that the infringements on our freedoms will be even more blatant now, next year. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I've seen a few people in the comments say that I should go to America. This is a once in a lifetime experience. other people saying, no, don't waste your time and money. You'll be flooded with videos from other people anyway. That's a good point. That's a good point. If I went there, I'd also have to worry about streaming and all of that as well. Thanks for the couple of donations that people have been leaving. I'll get to your questions. Someone's asking how they can help in Queensland. If you want to help in Queensland, you need to contact Tracy Tackexthorne. She's she'll point you in the right direction. Is up there. But guys, look, it's good to be back on YouTube. It's good to be back here talking with you guys. This is my main source of revenue. If you guys could sign up to the subscribe star, that goes a long way for me, because one, you don't have to remember every month to donate, and two, it goes out automatically, and I can have that assurance that in the future you guys will be around to get my back. But no, look, thank you everyone for supporting me. We are approaching 5 million views in total for the arc. Isn't that crazy? In four months. 4 months. I haven't looked at mainstream media views, but I'd love to see exactly what that actually looks like. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good for someone, 23-year-old like myself that doesn't know what. I haven't studied politics. I studied property economics. I just follow politics as a hobby, and these are the things I pick up on. But yeah, it'd be very interesting to see. It'd be very interesting to see what happens. But guys, look, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure doing these conversations with you this year. Um, it's been a pleasure looking at these issues and voicing your concerns. I really appreciate. I know I've said this half a dozen times while I've been on this call, but I do really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate what you've been doing for me this year. Whether that be in the support, whether that be those that I met in Queensland, and yeah, you're just legendary. And tomorrow I'm filming with Riccardo and Romeo. We're gonna end the year with a bang. Maybe probably be a 2-hour conversation. It won't be live. We don't have that capacity yet. Next year we'll be able to do lives every week, but it will be aired on Wednesday afternoon, maybe evening, and that's going to be great. Also, I may as well tell you while I'm here. Next year, I am making a couple of legitimate hires. Those hires will be to help me with video distribution, video editing as well. I've got a couple of team members that I'm bringing on board, which will really helpful for myself, so that I can keep pushing for you guys. And yeah, it'll be very interesting. One of the people that left a comment just said, "How do I get in contact with Tracy?" Go to her Facebook page and so message her there. And if not, go to you need to email your state coordinator if you want to get in contact. Um, but yeah, guys, now look, I appreciate all of you members, and there's a few of you in the chat. Is Monica getting a start on the crew? Monica Smith, we are working together indirectly with each other. We are coordinating indirectly with each other, but we're not in direct, you know, how would you put it, association with each other. We're not under the same banner, but in many different ways. No, she's got a very in many different ways, she's got a very good path forward. By the way, those in Queensland, the name of Tracy is Tracy Tackexthorne. She ran in Queensland. But yeah, no, look, Monica Smith's got a very important role to play in Victoria. In fact, it's probably more important than my own. I mean, I do focus on things on a national scale, but Monica is in probably the hardest hit state from this year. I think we'd all agree. And it's going to be very important for her to get the right team members around her. So I mean, if you're in Victoria, it'd be great if you could give, Monica a donation as well as myself. But she's definitely doing some solid work down there, and every now and then I have a chat with her, and we bounce ideas around each other. But she's solid. She's really good. Just trying to find the truth. I hear you, Joel. Us in New South Wales don't get along with people from Vic and vice versa. That's true. That is true, Mark. Have you guys got any questions? I'm curious. Hit me up. What do you got? Because I've got a lot of plans for 2021. It's going to be a very interesting year, and we're in no way slowing down. I mean, at this stage, we are planning on doing a national tour. Let's not forget about that in the early months of next year. We've got Western Australia, which has an election in, I think, March next year. In March, that's for sure. That'll be very interesting, won't it? Um, wouldn't you guys like to see me host some debates? Wouldn't that be interesting? That's an idea. And I've been talking about it with Riccardo for a while now. Um, I've also been I've been talking to Riccardo about that a number of different times. I know he's thinking about Western Australia. I'm not sure. I don't know of any candidates that have put their hand up in Western Australia yet, but it'll be very interesting to see. But according to his plans, he's told us on the show that he'll be touring firstly southern New South Wales because he's back in New South Wales now. He'll be touring South Australia, and he'll also be touring Western Australia, and it's going to be really good. Mark is wondering when we're going to release the video of Romeo rage quitting on online games. We never ended up filming that. So for those of you that didn't hear, when Riccardo had his election in Queensland and Donald Trump had his election in the USA for the presidency, his re-election, I said, Riccardo, promise me this: if we get, if you win your election and Trump wins his election, will you and Romeo face off in a game of Call of Duty? And Riccardo said, yes, absolutely, let's do it. And I started talking about other topics, and then I could see he was focused on something, and he wasn't answering my question. And he said, "Oh, sorry, I'm just thinking about my loadout and the skins on the guns and what I'm going to be using equipment wise." And I was just like, oh, "This guy, he's so ready to go." But the reason why we didn't film it was obviously neither of them have been confirmed to win their election yet. So obviously that didn't happen. But I will keep it in mind for the future. I want to see Romeo rage quit. I think it'd be hilarious because Riccardo, he's actually played this more than you'd think, Riccardo. Romeo is the one that actually needs a bit more practice. He was telling me he needs a bit more practice. But both of them have been in the military, believe it or not. The only difference is Riccardo's been in the SAS. And yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how that goes. But what questions have you guys got for me? What else have you got? Greetings from the Sunshine Coast, Maria. How are you? Good to see you. I just finished setting up the studio for 3 people downstairs. It's been a while since we've had 3 people, hasn't it? And that's been really good. Do you guys miss Leonidas, the little dog that is Tracy's in Queensland, the little Chihuahua, little very cute dog. Um, I tried stealing it from Queensland, but they wouldn't give it to me. Why did you get banned? Oh, well, if you play it at the start of the podcast, start of the video, you'll actually hear what I said. I got banned because I played a video of Dougal Cameron interviewing Riccardo Bossi, and basically, the question of the podcast was, "Is COVID real?" And this is back in I think April this year, April or May, and obviously Riccardo said, "Yes, it's real, and this is how you fix it." And then they banned it because I think I was asking the question in the title. But yeah, why did I get banned? When beach protests. Wouldn't you guys like to see some, not MAGA rallies, but wouldn't you love to see some rallies, like big rallies with Riccardo at the front of the stage giving a speech, riling the people up? Wouldn't that be amazing? I think that'd be really cool. Not, I've been thinking about this. Why is it that rallies are so great? Is it because you get so many people in one place of a like mind? And when the speaker says something, everyone's like, they affirm that statement. They're like, yes, absolutely, and they're cheering really loudly. Is that right? I don't know. Maybe. Mm-mm-mm. Guys, I'm actually thinking about next year, instead of doing the lives with the Arc every week next year, rather than making them public, I'm actually going to make them probably all for members. So if you haven't signed up as a membership yet as YouTube, definitely sign up now because I once I up that, maybe the price will change as well. Because if YouTube are going to keep hitting me with these no posting things, then I'm not going to be able to live stream these things basically. So if you want to support by Subscribestar or wherever, go for it. But just a warning, because I'm gonna have to go to BitChute, which I've been looking into very soon. But we'll see how we go. Is there a date for Riccardo's rally in Melbourne? I don't know. We haven't actually planned any rallies for Melbourne, but I think it's gonna be very funny, won't it? We know they're watching us. We know the establishment is watching us. That's for sure. I mean, they're watching Romeo of all people. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, during the for those of you who may not know this, Romeo said this to me off camera. Romeo Georges. He said watch out for he said, watch out for the media and the establishment because we know they're watching our stuff. In fact, a lot of the politicians were watching Romeo's stuff during the bushfires earlier this year. Isn't that interesting? Because Romeo was seen as a voice of the people and someone who was trying to do good by the farmers. It was Romeo that pointed out that farmers were receiving um, less uh, they were receiving less benefits from the government than those people on the dole. You'd make just as much from some of the schemes that they put forward. Isn't that interesting? You need to get the message out. Not everyone can afford memberships. Um, you're right. You're right. Not everyone can afford memberships, but you need to also keep in mind that the memberships aren't that expensive. I think a YouTube membership's $3 a month. Like if you can't afford a membership, I'm sorry, man. I wish I could help you, but I do have to keep the lights on, and the clips are the things that get the message out. So I'm not suppressing the message by it not going live. In fact, that's just an additional. That's in fact an additional thing. Someone saying I can't afford memberships. Look, if you can't afford $3 a month, man, no worries. That's fine. You do you. I wish you a better 2021 than 2020. But I'm not going to make the lives without memberships at this stage. You can always appreciate the full conversation when it's released a day or so later. That's fine. But some people are really diehard on here and they want to see this stuff as soon as possible. And like for example, I was covering all this USA politics, and a lot of it would be out of date before I even a lot of it would go out of date, and only a few days had passed, and like, what do you do in that case? You need to go live. That's just the reality. That's what you have to do. But anyway, hello, stay strong. Thanks for keeping us informed. Pleasure. You can't afford not to become a member. Can't wait for 11th of January. Okay, taking 10 Downing Street. What's that? Rosalie Shaw, you said can't wait for the 11th of January in the UK when they're taking over 10 Downing Street and Parliament in London. What's going on there? I want to know. Isn't that interesting? Um, wow, that'd be pretty cool. Is it a rally? That's what it sounds like. It sounds like there's a big rally there. Let me know if you guys can't hear me. My AirPods are dying on me. Have you got merch happening? Yes, I do have merch happening. I have contacts to get shirts printed. Yeah, no, look, I do have merch happening. That is something that's happening in the background. It's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very interesting going ahead. You really like your short videos on one topic. Please make more of them. Absolutely, Maria, you're absolutely right. In fact, those are the videos that do really well. There was one. I mean, sometimes I do these short videos on. I track them on Facebook, and they get hundreds of thousands of views. And I can't explain why they do so well, except the fact that it's the truth. I honestly can't. I can't replicate that. I just follow what's true. Mm-mm-mm. Cool, cool. All right, team. Well, look, I might call it there. It's good to see how many people have dropped in, a few hundred. It's good to be back. It's good to see you again. There's a lot to do. I'm not slowing down, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens going ahead. Um, for those of you that didn't hear at the start, would you guys be interested in seeing me go to the USA? Would you be interested in me covering the 6th of January 10 million person protest, apparently, for Donald Trump? Would you guys be interested in me seeing that, reporting what's going on, letting you know what's going on? It'd be good to hear. Be good to hear what you guys say. I'll be checking the comments again, so leave your comments. Let me know. I appreciate the support again. It's been a crazy year. Thank you for being there for me when my dad passed as well 2 months ago. That I really appreciate that. But you guys are legends, and I hope you guys have a happy New Year. But yeah, you guys be safe. You guys enjoy your family time, and I'll see you in the next episode with Riccardo Bosi and Romeo Georges. Take it easy.